We thought of a new concept today, something that I think you're going to be really excited about. We decided we were going to start giving our take on movies and what they teach us about life, taking little life lessons from different movies and just commenting on them. There's always going to be slow video weeks, where you're just really fishing for content. And we thought, let's have a name for this. It's like our movie review, sort of. And Jameson came up with a great name, actually, didn't you, Jameson? Rotten Tomatoes. Turns out that was already taken. So we went for something a little different. This, my friends, is Sexy Potatoes. This week on Sexy Potatoes, we're talking about the movie Frozen. Now, I think it's fair to say that Disney needed a win, and it has a win in the movie Frozen. It did extraordinarily well, and I think it deserved to do well. I thought it was a really beautiful movie. I'm actually a Disney fan. I'm a guy, but I love Disney. I'm all about the cheesiness. I don't mind it. But the reason I like Frozen is because it sort of broke the mold of a lot of normal Disney things that it does when it talks about love. For that reason, I thought that Frozen wasn't just great in and of itself, it actually gave 5 really great pieces of love advice. Those are what I want to talk about today. Now, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Frozen, go watch it now and come back and watch this video. Don't get angry with me in the comments. I've warned you. Lesson 1. Stop trusting blind passion. Now, in the beginning of the movie, Anna, who has been cooped up in a castle for a very long time, she hasn't been meeting other people, her options have been not just scarce, but non-existent, suddenly gets the chance to go out there and meet people, and surprise, surprise, one of the first people she meets is a handsome prince who seems to be perfect and charming in absolutely every way. They sing a song together, and then, surprise, surprise, at the end of the song, he asks her to marry him, and she says yes. I remember watching this moment and thinking, there's no way, there's not, even for Disney, meeting each other and then after one song getting married seems a little extreme. This cannot be happening. But later in the movie, there's this great moment where she's with another guy who points out the utter absurdity of this situation. Check this out.
But Hans is not a stranger.
Oh yeah? What's his last name?
Of the Southern Isles.
What's his favorite food?
Sandwiches.
Best friend's name?
Probably John.
Eye color.
Dreamy.
Foot size?
Foot size doesn't matter.
Have you had a meal with him yet? What if you hate the way he eats? What if you hate the way he picks his nose?
Picks his nose.
And eats it.
Excuse me, sir. He is a prince.
I feel like in life, so often we're conditioned to find it romantic when someone meets someone and then 5 minutes later goes and tells their friends how they met this amazing person and this is the person they're going to marry and what an incredible man or woman she is. And instead of breaking rapport with them and telling them to slow down and relax, we all want to be there for them and be supportive and also, dare I say, indulge in the love story that we think they might have unfolding before them. So we all go, oh my God, that's so amazing, instead of actually helping them to adjust their emotions a little bit and reduce the chemical imbalance that is going on inside of them right now. Lesson number 2. No woman needs a man to save her. Now, we're used to this idea, especially in Disney films, but in films in general, of the guy coming along and saving the day, saving the woman. Who is it? Sleeping Beauty. The guy comes along, he kisses her, saves her from a coma. Cinderella. Guy comes along, saves her from a life of abject poverty. Not so in Frozen. Anna, the younger sister, has a curse on her which can only be lifted by an act of true love. We assume throughout the movie this is going to come from a guy who's going to come along and save her, but in the vital moment where the guy is running towards her and she's about to die, she sees her sister in danger and runs towards her sister instead of the guy and saves her from what's about to happen. The curse is lifted, not because a guy did something for her, but because she performed an act of true love towards her sister and thereby saved herself at the same time. She was empowered. She didn't need a guy to come along and save her. Love lesson 3. No one needed to get married in this movie for it to be a happy ending. I'm sick of movies where the destination is marriage. I feel like in Disney films, they get married at the end and then it's over, the credits roll, but many of those people were probably unhappy. You know how many Disney characters really were happy in their marriage once the movie ended? Marriage is not the destination. Anna and Kristoff didn't need to get married. She bought him a sleigh and the reindeer was happy and everyone was fine and they just had a cute moment and they said, let's see what happens after this. That's it. Elsa, her older sister, didn't even find a bloke. She was just happy because she now knew how to control her icy powers. She goes, oh yeah, now I do want to build a snowman. Love lesson number 4. The guy she actually falls in love with is the imperfect guy. He's the one who's a little clumsy and not all that well put together, but he's the one that actually cares about her. Not the prince that she met in the beginning. That guy is the guy that everyone looks for, and then he turns out to be a complete dick. Everything he does in the beginning is about pretense. It's about impressing you. It's about showing you how perfect he is. Oh, let me say every right thing in front of your mum so that your mum falls in love with me and then you think I'm perfect. No, real people aren't like that. Real people have flaws. And I love the fact that Christoph, the guy she does fall in love with, has flaws. He is, as the trolls say in the movie, a bit of a fixer-upper. Not in the sense that she needs to actually change who he is inside, but in the sense that he's a little rough around the edges. But guess what? He invests in her. He takes her up the mountain when she needs to go up the mountain. He's there when she goes into the icy castle or when they're jumping off the cliff from the big marshmallow monster. He's there when she's back in her land and she's dying and he goes racing after her. He's the one who invests, and I think women have to start valuing the guys who actually invest in them, not the ones that they just think are this amazing Prince Charming who are just out for their own agenda. Good job, Disney. Love lesson number 5. This one isn't so much a love lesson as it's me just enjoying a line in the movie. There's this lovely moment where Olaf, the snowman, is sitting by the fire with Anna, being a great friend to her, and she says, move away from the fire, you're going to melt. And he says, some people are worth melting for. And I feel like even though Disney didn't mean it to be the case, they kind of commented on all male-female relationships with that line. Because in my experience, women are always cold. Always. They're cold all the time. Which means that if you're a man and you want a relationship with a woman, you might as well resign yourself to the fact that you're always going to be hot. So whoever you end up with is ultimately going to be the person that's worth melting for. Deep. On a side note, but very relevant, do you remember the Kids Talk Dating video we did? When we released our book and we had the little kids in the playground talking about their dating problems. It was adorable, got like 2.2 million views. Well, Livy, the little blonde girl who was the star of that video, she went on to play young Anna in Frozen. Unbelievable. Jameson, let's throw a picture up of her because she looks adorable. This is her at the premiere of Frozen. I think it's incredible. And I think we should all be inspired by how tiny baby steps can lead to the most extraordinary things. She came to a casting audition with us for this little humble video we did, and she's now in Disney's hit movie Frozen. I think we should all just be inspired on that note. So friends, I hope you've enjoyed it because you've just had yourself your first sexy potato. We'll see you soon. This is Sexy Potato. Wait, give me your glasses. This is Sexy Potatoes. I've never made you laugh that much. Ariel and Prince Eric. You know, yeah, they got married at the end of the film, but think about it. He couldn't hear her speak for most of the film. Of course he fell in love with her. What happened afterwards? When she starts doing all this? We've gone from empowerment to complete misogyny. As they say in the industry, you've just had your first sexy potato.
Look, it doesn't matter. It's true love.
Doesn't sound like true love.
Are you some sort of love expert?
No, but I have friends who are.
You have friends who are love experts.
Jameson, this movie's about you. By the way, if you didn't know, Jameson came on tour with us. Didn't you, Jameson? Came to a couple of events. Came to 3 West Coast events. Orange County, San Diego, and Los Angeles. If you weren't at them, you didn't see Jameson. But if you were, you saw him in all of his glory. You missed out. We might bring him back to some more tour events. So if you want to meet the man, the myth, the legend, come join us on tour.